It's absolutely the wrong time to make the presentation. I know everybody is ready for the lunch, but I promise that I am going to go really quick and fast. My topic is not technical, though the introduction was said that it's a technical presentation. I don't think I'm going to talk anything on technical side. And I just want to sort of give you all a preview of how the physical access control or the access control business or the market itself is going to go into the future. So it's sort of a sneak preview into possibly what is going to come in the near future. So let me just start by asking, how many of you here don't carry a mobile phone? Is there anyone who doesn't carry a mobile phone? There's a lady here who says, I don't believe. Okay, fine. So the topic here is access control goes mobile. So we'll talk about it. And very quickly, I don't want to sort of dwell too much into this. It's just important to sort of get an idea as to what we are doing from an HID's perspective. We have businesses around government ID where your electronic passport and national ID is all electronic, which means that today what we carry is a manual paper passport. Think about it like an electronic smart card. We have physical access control starting from card readers, obviously controllers, visitor management software. On the identity assurance side, it is a very interesting thing that we have IT authentication, two-factor authentication. Banks are one of the biggest customers for IT authentication part of our business, where for your consumers, for your online banking, the HID solution is used. It's under the brand called Active Identity. Secure issuance is the Fargo printers, wherein we have the photograph or the lamination or holograms printed on the identity card. And one of the trends we see worldwide, we don't see that much in India, is instant issuance of cards, debit cards or credit cards, and personalized, pre-personalized or personalized. We have the instant card issuance is still not very popular in India, but that's also a solution which we are expecting in some days that the banks will start using this feature. But this is just in terms of how we are structured, and why we are converging towards the mobile side is important, because it cuts across all these businesses of HID. So like I said, the next generation of access control, and this is where we have come out with a platform which is called HID iClass SE. I mean, that's not so important, but it's just that it's on the mobile access. And we have two components to that. One is called SIO, Secure Identity Object, and one is SIOS. Not important, not relevant, it's just from a contextual point of view. So what really has happened is that we have come a long way with respect to the initial days when people have used cards for access control. Some of you would possibly have never used this in India, where we use a card and we swipe it onto the reader. There's a contact which happens between the reader and the card. We see this in older movies, especially the Hollywood movies. You would have seen that. But I guess the technology has emerged every time from there on, and the claim to fame has been that how did we take the contact technology on access control to a contactless. So today what we use is a contactless. We don't really physically touch the card in the reader. From there, the next generation is basically the mobile access, where we can use our mobile phones for access control. And there is a lot of reasons for this. Everybody has a mobile phone. We already established that. Statistically speaking, if somebody forgets his mobile phone or doesn't have his mobile phone for about 20 minutes, he or she will know that the mobile phone is not with me. Card, we forget it. A lot of time people come to the office without the card, and then we are doing temporary access. Mobile phone is the most converged device today anybody carries. We do practically everything on the mobile phone. And so when HID started to visualize, saying that what is that one thing which can replace the card, the physical access card, what could it be? And that's where the story of mobile phone came in, and that's the direction in which we are taking the access control industry. So really speaking, today the technologies are blurring. Today mobile phones are used in work access environment. It can be used for logical access. That means for me to log into my IT authentication environment. Printing environment, we'll talk about it. I'll just sort of show you some graphics or some photographs there to explain to you. Cashless payment, where we make payments instead of using debit cards and credit cards, we can use making through cashless payment. So really speaking, the phone as a single device is going to cut across everything from your work environment to your personal environment, how you do banking transaction, how do you do printing transaction, or even you do IT authentication. So really speaking, what has happened is that the smart card technology, what you see here, is now cutting across various things. It sort of sits on your computer for IT authentication. There is a printer. Now, I'll just sort of explain this here. You have a confidential document. whether it's a bank or a corporate or other individual also, you have an important document to be printed. And most organizations don't have a personal printer for everyone, so you have a common printer, and you want to basically print the command. I mean, you do the print command, and what you do next, you run from your desk to that place, or you call somebody, but if you don't want anybody to be there, you basically run from your desk to the printer to make sure nobody sees that particular print, right? Now, basically secure printing is nothing but you use your smart card or your phone, and you just do the print. Don't worry about it. Only once you go there, you use your card or your mobile phone, and that's when the print will actually happen. So this is also a security in some sense. Cafeteria, coffee vending machine. I mean, we have seen numerous projects where, these smart cards have already been integrated, and probably the future is that it will be your mobile phone which will be integrated here. So all this is fundamentally through a platform, what we call, I heard the definition of platform 2 times in the panel discussion. So I guess platform is the key buzzword, but we really mean that it's a platform. It's written in the presentation. It says iClass SE platform. So that's the platform which is basically the next generation access control, which is going to be integrated with the smartphones or the mobile phones. So I'm not going to get into the detail in terms of, it's backward compatible, it's interoperable, it's media independent, it's got layered security. I'll just probably take 15 seconds to explain layered security. Everybody understands that instead of having a single layer security, a multi-layered security is always better. Now, it's like in your house, you have a vault, you have kept something important in that, you put it into your cupboard and lock the cupboard. Now, you've created 2 layers of security. Traditionally, the smart card industry or the access control industry has been single layered, which means your data is stored onto the application layer of the card. Now, if somebody breaks in or hacks into the application layer of the card, your data breaches happen. Now, in the SE platform, you fundamentally what you're doing is, you're not doing on the direct application layer of the card. We created something called a secure identity object. Now, the secure identity object has got its own encryption, it's got digital signatures, and it's got a lot of other security binding features. The data is stored on the SIO. The SIO is stored onto the card. So which means that what we have done is we have created 2 layers of security, and that helps in terms of protecting your data or information which is loaded onto the smart card. Now, the beauty of this SIO is that the SIO is what is loaded also onto the smart card, or on the mobile phone. This is how it becomes totally interoperable. That means in the past, there was a interoperability issue or a media dependency issue. Now the SIO is media independent, it's interoperable. I can take the SIO, I can put it onto a mobile phone, I can take it and put it onto a printer, I can put it onto a cafeteria machine, I can put it anywhere, and that is how you create the application possibilities on the smart card technology. So like I said, I don't want to take too much of time here. CIOS is just an internal name which we call the SIO, which is basically residing onto the mobile phone, is called the CIOS. And that is the next generation of access control when you start using it along with the mobile phone. So like I said, the use case scenario, once you have a mobile phone, it basically helps you in terms of accessing your door or your facility. The same mobile phone, today we can do it with the smart card, but what we are trying to do here is showcasing the future in terms of mobile phones. So mobile phones are used for your access control. Your mobile phone is used for your login, your PC, IT, network domain login. Your mobile phone is used for your parking lot application, and your mobile phone is also used for your secure printing. This is the example I was just sharing. So largely what we believe is the HID's direction or vision towards the access control is that one thing which is going to change the way we today do access control is going to be through mobile phones. And that's what I just wanted to very quickly sort of give an idea as to what we believe is the direction, and that's about it. So there's no technical part of it here in the presentation. Maybe 1 or 2 questions if there are any. Otherwise, I'll say thank you. Anushali is already hard pressed on time, so we'll move forward. Yeah?